Boys, we've got an epic Beyblade Burst release coming up really soon with Venom Diabolos. It has a pretty awesome dual spin GT chip. Its disc is Vanguard and it looks pretty cool. And its driver is able to split and release another Beyblade. Wait, what? So Diabolos' driver's gimmick is that it's able to split and kind of release a little micro top, which will help in battles. And it looks kind of weak, honestly. So in this video, we're going to be going over a full kind of overview of Venom Diabolos, and we're also going to talk about that wacky driver gimmick. So let's just get right into it. So first up, we're going to look at the driver, which is called Bullet, because that is the most interesting and unique part about the Beyblade now in general, and it is also the most worrying to me. Before we talk about it though, if we could get this video to 1,000 likes, that would be awesome, because we have two Beyblades in one, guys. We have a Bey that after it takes a couple of hits can just split off another offspring and just use it to attack. It's weird. It's weird. So just hit that like button. So hopping right into the pictures, as we can see, this is what Bullet looks like, and it doesn't look that weird on the surface. It looks all right. It kind of looks, it's kind of chunky. It's a little thick, but other than that, it looks like a normal driver. But the main gimmick here is that it's able to pop off of the rest of the driver and kind of circle around as its own little micro Beyblade. It kind of looks like the little Beyblade micros that Hasbro used to have, or they still have. Or has anybody seen those like ever? And really, that is pretty unique, and it kind of reminds me of Phantom Fox way back in the day, in the first series of Beyblade. But, you know, when we see it in battle, it's a little wimpy, in my opinion. Call me Takara Tomy Hater 2000. I don't really care, but I'm gonna be honest, it looks kind of Also, the little micro top is the bulk of the driver, so whenever it splits away, it makes Diabolos look kind of wimpy. So it's going to be really top heavy, and I'm going to guess stamina is going to be, you know, not the best, but if it takes any major hits, and it can just like fall over, right? So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how it performs whenever we get it, because overall the rest of the Beyblade looks like a beast. We have a dual spin chip pretty much. We have Venom and Erase, which look really awesome. The Vanguard disc looks cool, and I don't know, I'm really worrying about this driver here. It looks cool. I mean, I bet it's going to be really cool in the anime, and I even posted about it on the WBO that I'm sure that this driver is going to be like a plot point for an entire episode, and then eventually maybe Delta is going to lose because the main Diabolos and this little, you know, this little micro Bey are going to like clash together and cause itself to like burst or something. So I don't know. It's cool in theory. I bet it's going to be really freaking awesome in the anime. But in real life, I don't know. I really don't know. Now, guys, we're going to move on to the rest of the Beyblade. And it definitely is a little bit better here. It's a little bit cooler looking, in my opinion. And we're going to be starting off with the disc, because we haven't really seen too much of that. And it is called Vanguard. This definitely kind of looks like Power, in my opinion, from Valkyrie, except it doesn't have really any gimmicks. It doesn't have any flaps or free moving parts. It's just kind of a tall-ish disc, sort of, that has points that kind of angle down, which I guess might be helpful for if, you know, Diabolos goes off balance. It could do a little bit to the other Beyblade, maybe kind of keep it upright a little bit more. Who knows? Overall, there's nothing really too crazy here. No gimmick to talk about, no free spinning elements at all. It's just a disc, and it's probably going to weigh a decent bit, although I don't really think it's going to weigh as much as Power or Blitz or anything. So it's Vanguard. It's cool, I guess. before we move on with the rest of the Beyblade, I do want to mention the Blader Bash. It's an event that I'm doing with Blast Zone Kid. It's a fan-run Beyblade event, and it's going to be really, really awesome. It is less than a week away, and it's going to be in Dallas, Texas, just the DFW area. So if you're in the area, or maybe you want to travel on in and meet me, Blast Zone Kid, Bolto MS, and Kimbo Slice 1305, you definitely should go to the link in the description down below and try and get a ticket, because it's going to be really, really fun. But anyways, let's just move on with the rest of the Beyblade. Let's talk about the Erase layer for Erase and Venom Diabolos. So the Erase base is the left spin base for Venom Diabolos, and it's definitely not the main, layer base here. Kind of like how Rock and Grand Dragon aren't really the main bases for Ace Dragon, so we don't really have any amazing pictures of this like we do for Venom Diabolos. But honestly, I kind of like this one better. It's less detailed, has less color, and I don't think it looks as cool. But if the teeth for Venom Diabolos are good, or the teeth for the new Longinus are good, you can kind of fit that in here, and it looks pretty aggressive to me. In fact, it is really similar to Shining Amaterios. It's like crazy similar, actually. In fact, I'd pretty much go as far to say is it's basically the exact same thing, except it is just left spin version. So, and I like Shining Amaterios a lot, and I really have high hopes for this layer base if the left spin chips have good enough teeth to kind of keep it up a little bit, because Wizard Fafnir's teeth, not really the best. Dread Bahamut's teeth, not really the best. So it's kind of up to Diabolos and Longinus to have decent teeth. And I'll show you the teeth for Diabolos in a second, and they're also kind of worrying. Now let's quickly take a look at Venom here. We've already seen this over and over again, and I've talked about it a lot, so I don't really want to go too in depth about it because we've already talked about it so much. But this is definitely the main layer base for Diabolos, and I like the way it looks a lot. It definitely gives me Legend Spriggan vibes. In fact, all of Diabolos just reminds me of Spriggan a lot, which is really awesome, and I just really hope that we get an actual Spriggan in the future. Now let's talk about the teeth for the Diabolos chip, and just to talk about the chip for a second, it is dual spin, and the layer weight is mixed into the chip here. That's how they were able to make a chip that can go on a left spin and a right spin base. And just taking a look at the teeth, I don't know, man. I don't know. Looking at the teeth, there are only 3 of them, it looks like. And it looks like the first and the last ones are, they look the same to me. Maybe they're going to be a little bit different, but they look about the same and they look all right. And then there's a bigger tooth in the middle. And I don't know, like, I'm sure it's going to be better than like Slash Valkyrie or something. And that doesn't really seem too bad just on the surface. You don't really want to make it too strong or else it'd be really overpowered. But it does just make me worry about left spin types in general for GT. Because like I said earlier, Dread Bahamut, or just Bahamut and Fafnir weren't the best. And apparently the Longinus chip has 2 big teeth, kind of like Valkyrie does. And then we're going to have 3 teeth here. So I'm just worried about left spin in general, because left spin as of right now in GT is kind of there. You can't really do that much with it because there aren't that many out, and there's more coming out now, but they seem like they're going to be kind of weak, or they're going to be high intensity but could burst whenever. You don't really have a consistently strong GT chip, and that kind of sucks, but I guess it makes sense in terms of balance. But honestly, who knows? I might have no idea what I'm talking about here. It actually might be really strong whenever we get it. And of course, Koro isn't going to do any actual testing. They're just going to show it off beating another Beyblade and go, whoa, it's crazy, you should buy it. So we won't really know how good it'll be until us Beytubers and you guys get them starting in early July. But it seems a little worrying so far. But as a final kind of wrap up for this Diabolos, I am pretty hyped for the different layer bases. I think they're really cool. They look really good. Honestly, Diabolos has my favorite design for GT so far in general. I just love the way it looks. Even on Erase Diabolos, either way, whichever layer base it's in, it looks really, really good to me. The disc looks to be pretty plain, but it's probably going to be decent. There's just not really much to mention about it. But the bullet driver just does make me worry a little bit, because I think it's going to be really gimmicky, and I don't know. I don't see it performing that well. And just to mention it, there is a blue limited edition Diabolos that's also going to be releasing soon. I think it is a Koro prize. Although I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But it's not like a random wacky combo or anything like we're getting with that new black and gold set, which I'll probably talk about in a different video because they use liner on Storm Pegasus. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll talk about that in a different video. But we are just getting the stock combo for Venom Diabolos, except everything is just blue. It's just blue, and I'm wearing blue. I don't know why I mentioned that, but it's blue. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. What do you guys think of Venom Diabolos? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys really, really like it. But more specifically, or a better question I think would be, what do you think of the bullet driver? I already talked about the way I felt about it earlier. I'm a little worried, but I'm interested to know what you guys think. But if you like this video, hit that like button down below. Once again, we're trying to get to 1,000 likes, and go to the Blader Bash website to check out and maybe see if you guys want to get a ticket, because it's going to be really, really fun. But I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun and bay away.